Hey everyone, it has been a long time since I've talked about Deltarune here, and with Chapter 5 just finishing, and me still kind of emotionally recovering from everything I have just witnessed,
What the fuck?
I thought what better time to break down all of my thoughts on everything that happened in it. This will also kind of be a recap of what goes on in the chapters, along with any secrets I noticed or any theories I have regarding the stuff we've learned. First off, let's start with where the chapter opens, with Kris returning to the room. No clue what they were doing at night, as there aren't any really hints of it throughout the chapter, at least that have been found as of this video. So my guess is just more night shit, maybe meeting with the night, talking about, doing whatever the fuck they're doing to Undyne down there. A big takeaway for me is that Kris is literally rotting without the soul. They are literally green here, and they turn yellow once they have put the soul back in themselves. So my guess is the period for them to survive without the soul seems to be, I don't know, let's think, 9 hours, 8 hours kind of between that period. So any longer than that, they're dead. Now let's talk about the festival itself. A lot of really funny shit here, a lot of really entertaining stuff. One disappointment for me, I wanted so much more Birdly, bro. I love Birdly with all my heart, and that man didn't do shit during the festival.
No, come on, please. Can I do it? Can I do it, please? Can I please do it? Okay. All lined up and so hard to choose.
So it did kind of hurt me. But what we did get did make me laugh, did make me happy that he is still around. I haven't seen what happens if you do it where Birdly has the injured wing yet. So I am really curious what goes on with that, because Susie did bring up the idea of bringing Birdly into a dark world to heal it. So maybe they're still set up for Birdly to kind of have a bigger role in chapter 6 or 7. Not gonna get my hopes up anymore though, like with Papyrus. Come on, man. I just need to learn to accept that not all characters will be important going forward. I had another friend experience that with Caddy, or Katie, can't remember which name is right, but they also assumed she was going to have an important role in this chapter due to her relation around Noelle, Susie, and Kris, but nothing really happened there. So I've learned I'm just going to focus on the main cast. I'm going to put my expectations in them and be pleasantly surprised if other characters get some more significance in the final 2 chapters. Now, I also want to talk about some stuff regarding Des, because it is basically confirmed that yes, her and Asriel were dating. Through dialogue with Pizza Pants and the letter we can find in Asriel's desk, yeah, these two were together. To some extent. Maybe it was more like we don't know what we are, but we got really big feelings for each other. Whatever the fuck it was, they loved each other. End of statement, period. So Asriel leaving for college is definitely some sort of avoidance from being in the town, remembering that. Because we can see how it haunts Kris, and although Des definitely meant a ton to Kris, she probably meant even more to Asriel. So we'll probably see a very drastic change in the Asriel the town talks about compared to the Asriel we're going to meet eventually. If we do, please let us meet Asriel, Toby, please. This is just, please, man, come on. Now, another big thing I want to talk about is Kris's jealousy. Now, I had always been on the side that the relationship between Susie and Kris was more than friends, but I never really kind of settled on one of them having romantic feelings for each other. I just felt like there was a bit more there than just platonic feelings. But no, Kris definitely has a thing for Susie. Susie seems to be pretty oblivious to it, but that doesn't surprise us. This is Susie. And oh my god, I felt like a piece of shit that entire festival because I wanted to let Susie and Noelle do shit together, and every time Kris would just stand there so fucking pissed, like refusing to look at them on the Ferris wheel, and just the dialogue they'd give where they wouldn't kind of say the full context made it very obvious they were not happy to be there. Maybe not so angry Susie and Noelle are together, but more so angry that they're being forced to third wheel this, as they do have romantic feelings for Susie, so being stuck like this, watching these two together, kind of a form of torture. Noelle in general in the main route, very big change in character and a lot of character growth, especially with what we learn at the end of what Susie wants to do, get to that later. It makes it clear she will have a very, very significant role in chapter 6 and 7, but that was already kind of something we assumed, so not too big of a shocker there. Also, Rudy falling down, I don't think Rudy fell down off the ladder. I think it's more just what we see in the weird route with Rudy on the floor next to the ladder. I think Carol's over-exaggerating it to end the date. Now let's talk Dark World. Asgore's Dark World that Kris started. Was this the original plan? That's something that I've been thinking about a lot. Was Kris's plan always to start the Dark World there? Or were they originally going to start it somewhere else and were like, shit, gotta do it here. The Knights seem to always want to go after Asgore, so I will say this was probably the original plan. Just the method that went about doing it probably had to change on the spot due to Suzy being so close. Also, why was it Japanese? I know the dude likes anime and manga, but I never felt like we learned that, oh, he likes it to this big of an extent. Didn't really feel like that for me. But hey, it was cool, so I'm gonna accept it and move forward. To talking about, holy shit, friend inside me was real. Wow, I didn't think it would actually happen. I thought to some extent maybe we'd get a joke. Toby likes to kind of poke fun at theories when they get too far out there, so I assumed we'd get a little joke referencing the theory, but no, we get a cowboy here. That was really fun. Second favorite soul, my favorite is Aqua, who I'll talk about in a bit. But I also want to bring up Flowery, who was a really interesting character for me. I know a lot of people hated Flowery off the bat and then kind of grew to like Flowery, especially with the ending scenes. But for me, it was pretty clear from the start Flowery is someone who puts up a persona to make others happy and kind of hides how he actually feels about certain things. This made me like Flowery a lot because it makes him an interesting character and also makes you question what dialogue does he truly mean and what is he just saying to make the moment a little better for people. Now we can talk about Aqua, who is my favorite of all the flowers because she makes me laugh a lot. Also, that's where the knife attack comes from. Being honest, I genuinely thought it would just be a random, like, enemy in the dark world, and Toby was just doing the thing he did again last time with Chapter 4 and the hit mechanic coming back. But no, this time it was kind of important that it was there, and does let us kind of understand who the souls were in Undertale, since obviously this is a very big parallel to them.
Yo, wait, what is going on? Is this you? Are you pranking me right now, bro? Am I high?
Mad Mew Mew was not who I was expecting the secret boss to be. I will say I did very much expect her to be in this dark world because we could see that she was kind of interested in Asgore and what Asgore had in past chapters, but I didn't think she'd be this important. I thought it might be like a joke and like you see her off in the corner at one moment where she's celebrating being in this body finally. But no, genuine, really important character, gives us a shadow crystal, and we move on. But really cool boss fight, really sick theme, everything about it, great boss. Made me like Mad Mew Mew a lot. Didn't really care for Mad Mew Mew that much before. Now I kind of like her. Ralsei, I have a lot of thoughts on. I have a lot of thoughts on the chapter because a lot of things Ralsei brings up in this chapter has a lot of undertones about things we can really talk about for a very long time here. But it's made very clear the form Ralsei is stuck in is not a form they like. Hell, they don't even like using fire magic, which we finally find out they have. My guess is that they must have had a body before this and somehow it changed to be this, or it could have always been this, and that's why Ralsei refuses to kind of make big leaps in earlier chapters because it's like, hey, I don't like this either, but this is how the prophecy goes, so I gotta suck it up and take it. So I wouldn't be surprised if in Chapter 6 or Chapter 7, Ralsei gets a really big redesign into a body they are actually comfortable in. What that body will be, yeah, I got no fucking clue, but something to keep note of as it is definitely going to be an important plot detail with Ralsei's own character arc. Now, Des gets a lot of attention in this chapter because it's made very clear that Suzy and Ralsei are starting to pick up on it. What's crazy is Ralsei didn't know about this shit. That's what really got me. That line of dialogue where Ralsei's like, I should have known about this. Why wasn't this in the prophecy? Could something connected to Des lead us to breaking the prophecy because of this? Because it wasn't on the prophecy? Or is Ralsei just lying up the ass again? We don't really know, but I do like that it's kind of shoved in our face so much, and it's made clear to everyone playing the game that yes, Des is an important character. It's not just another mystery on the back burner thing again, which I will be bringing up for another character, that Des is 100% important to Chapter 6 and Chapter 7, and just stop being so fucking vague, Asgore. It pissed me off when he kept going, oh, you know, when that thing happened, when that moment happened, when that day happened, tell us. Christ, man, come on. Like, I know it's build-up. Don't worry, I understand it. But at the same time, you can only edge me so much before I start losing my shit at you. Also, friend, buddy, that's all we get of you? Another smiley face? Friend moves like a demon in anything that isn't an actual fucking chapter. This guy in an ARG on a website? Demon. Monster. In the chapter, I'm more intimidated by some of the recruits we can find. I do think I will make a video in the future where I talk about all my thoughts on just the sheer amount of mystery characters we have now, because we got Mike, we got Eram, we got Friend, we got Gaster, we got the Forgotten Man. No clue about all that stuff yet. I'm gonna have to really compile my thoughts and think how is all of this going to come to a satisfying end? Is some of it going to be solved in another ARG, or are a bunch of them just going to be tied together at once? Who knows? But all I know, friend, I'm putting you on fraud watch now. You almost stole Gaster's crown, but he's getting that back real fast. Now, coming to the finale of the chapter, flowery fight. Oh, ooh, that was good. The lyrics too. I need a cover of that stat. I need a good vocalist to come in and sing that shit because it was so good. Clashing with him, charging towards you, and the final scene at the end where it feels like I'm clashing with a father-son Kamehameha was so fucking cool. And then right after that, we go straight into the night coming in. And Asgore, buddy, I am sorry you got done that dirty. I genuinely thought that he was going to be throwing hands with the knight in this chapter, and it just got swiped from him. Now, you see, there's a lot of bush campers in stories, but to be a successful bush camper is not a downscale, but an upscale. And the amount of bush camping the knight has done at this point, I have to respect it. I can't hate on this. This is impressive. This is an actual power at this point. You are up there with Yuta as people who bush camp and deadass gain points for doing it, because you pulled that shit off. Like, look at someone like Rin coming into bush camp goals and blue lock, and that shit always fucks up. But you got the knight coming over here, Tenna and Asgore. That's upscale for me. I'm sorry. I can't hate on that. I'm impressed at this point. Now, after we seal the Dark Fountain, we get into the ending of the chapter, and wow, that Susie scene, like, was a punch in the gut in two ways. One way, wow, Susie, you are an orphan or homeless, or your parents just suck ass. One of the three, I'm leaning towards orphan. I think maybe like a foster home situation. Susie just left when she found out about the Dark World and has been staying there because, come on, that was so sad. Now, the other thing is Kris's reaction to Susie being, we need to bring Noelle in. They are not happy about this. Because Susie even says it herself, this is their thing. And she's bringing in Noelle. Kris didn't suggest to bring in Noelle. Susie did. Because to Kris, this is kind of like the last space they have where it's just them and Susie. Now, this space is already falling apart because we know Kris is doing some behind-the-scenes shit, and Susie's already starting to figure it out. But now, what little time they did have together is gone because we got Noelle coming in. So that means we're going to get a lot more scenes like that scene at the water where we have these two interacting, and Kris just looks miserable. Weird Route Rise, I don't got much to say because I really need to give myself a week to figure out what the fuck I witnessed. Per example, here's a clip of me and another one of my friends doing the Weird Route for the first time. Here is us pre-Weird Route, and then it'll show us post-Weird Route.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get this. Just rip off the band-aid, man. Let's just do it.
Are you serious? Bro, that's...
Are we like... Dude, I gotta go to bed or something.
Yeah, I still feel the same way. I just want to go to bed and figure out what I witnessed. Because Chapter 7 Side B, what the fuck, man? I'm assuming we no-clipped and kind of like jumped forward somehow, like in a speed run, but I just don't know yet. I gotta ponder this stuff a ton. And I got so many characters that still might have a little pop-up role to think, can they come in this late in the story? What about all the mystery men? That's gonna be its own video. For now, though, I want to hear all your thoughts on the chapter below in the comments. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what you thought of the new characters, how certain plot things were handled. And I'll see you guys probably in a week when I make another one of these videos. See ya.
We are Coolest Armored Squadron!